Now we will discuss the nutritional value and importance of barley. Barley is another cereal crop, as we are discussing. It is known as Hordeum vulgare. It is not as popular as wheat, and it does not bake like wheat. So we cannot make actually a lot of bakery products out of barley. And one of the reason is basically it does not have a lot of proteins. For example, gluten that is present in wheat. And that gluten plays a lot of role in making all the breads and bakery products. So because barley does not have gluten in it, it would not be suitable for making bread and other products. So that is why it's not very popular. It is a hardy grain. By hardy grain, I mean that it can grow in very different climate, very tough climate, such as very cold climate as well in the soil which are very poor, which cannot sustain the growth of wheat. They can be alternately used for the growth of barley. It requires shorter time than wheat. That is another plus, that it can be used as an alternate crop to wheat. Like wheat, it has got spring and winter varieties. It is used as cattle feed and as for feed for poultry. Very small amount of barley are produced in our country. But another important application of barley is world over is basically it is used for brewing industry, and we produce malt from this industry. Malt, as you know, that is a very popular drink world over. This is the process of making malt. Generally, these barley grains are soaked in 50% water, and then they are allowed to sprout under that natural conditions. And once they are sprouted, these barley grains are then dried in a kiln for 24 hours. The process that takes place while germinating or sprouting these barley seed is that there are enzymes produced. They hydrolyze the starches present in the grain, and they make up maltose sugar. Then this maltose sugar is later utilized by the yeast that is present on these grains. And this yeast then produces two very useful products, ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. Malt is used in the brewing industry for making a lot of alcoholic products as well as malt drinks. The process is, as I earlier said, that we can convert the starches from all different sources, for example, from barley, from rye, rice, corn, or other grains. This is converted into maltose. That maltose then utilized by yeast, and then we can, depending upon the kind of end product, we can utilize this basic principle of converting starches into maltose by yeast. For example, it can be used for bread making as well. So when we add this maltose or malt into making bread, like other yeast operations, here again yeast would produce carbon dioxide. So that carbon dioxide is released by the dough during the process of heating, and there are elastic proteins, gluten proteins present in wheat. So they would actually try to retain, and they would swell by the pressure of carbon dioxide that is released from this process of heating. So this yeast would produce carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is used as a leavening agent for bread making. So this is one of the alternate use of maltose in production of bread as well. Although this is not very common, but this is one of the application. And regarding alcohol that is produced during the process of brewing, we don't have to worry about the final product, because when we heat the bread, all this alcohol is dissipated from this end product, so we don't get any alcoholic products from the final products. And similarly, the malt, non-alcoholic malts are produced before actually application of yeast. We just produce these grains. They are sprouted, and then they are heated, and they are used in the malt drink. So these are the nutritional importance of barley. I think another important application is, again, this is very healthy for heart. It can reduce cholesterol. It's good for diabetes. So there are other applications, and it can be used for patients who are celiac. For example, the patient who do not have a gluten tolerance, because gluten is not digestible by few people, so they would need to have alternative flour. So barley can be used for that products as well. So this was all about the importance of barley in our daily lives. Thank you.